What is going on, guys? It's your boy CJay and I'm back again with another division video. So today I'm bringing you guys my final measure DPS build. I know I've been slacking on putting it out. I've been really busy as well. I've been dealing with some really dumb shit lately. But so this is the build. I'm going to show you guys how it works, and I'm going to show you guys why I use it so much, because it's a very freaking good build. I've had a lot of success with this build since I've been using it. So without further ado, let's get right into the build. So for my weapons, my primer, I'm using a lightweight M4 with 20.9k base damage, and the talents are competent, responsive, and unforgiving. I'm going to go into my mods real quick. For my optic, I'm using a C79 scope with crit damage, crit chance, and headshot damage. My extended mag has crit chance and rate of fire. You can probably put crit damage there instead. For my underbarrel, I'm using a small grip with crit damage, accuracy, and reload speed, and a loud vent break with crit damage, headshot damage, and crit chance. So you just want to spec into crit chance and crit damage. That's pretty much a given. I don't need to really keep telling you guys that every video. But for my secondary, I'm using a Navy MP5N with 17.5 base damage, 18.5 crit chance. Not the best. I normally use other guns, and I'm going to explain that after. But I use Fierce, Competent, and Deadly. And as you can see, the mods are all pretty much the exact same thing as my last gun. So that's pretty much it for the guns. However, you can use the Bullfrog, as I did use in my gameplay, and it has a depth responsive and uncomplicated on here. But yeah, like, you can use whatever you want as a secondary. So let's go into the gear itself. For those who don't know what final measure does, let's go into the set bonus before I even start talking about the stats. The set bonus 2 is exotic damage resilience by 25%. With 3 pieces, you got 15% protection from elites, and the 4 piece, which is the bread and butter of the build, is when in range of hostiles, grenades, or mortars, defuse them and adds grenades to your inventory. It can only happen once every 8 seconds. So basically, if someone is spamming nades at me, it just diffuses it, and I get those nades, which is the bread and butter of the build, which means that, like, when I'm going against people by myself, it just makes it a lot easier, because I don't have to worry about people chucking nades at me. I can also throw nades and know that they're not being diffused unless, you know, someone's running final measure, but I can throw nades when I want and not have them throw it at me. So it's very good. It's almost like having unlimited nades as well, if people are throwing nades at you, if they're stupid enough to keep doing it knowing you have final measure. So keep that in mind as well. So let's go into the stats here. So my final measure vest is rolled into firearms with health and health on kill, with an electronics mod rolled into health, and firearms mod rolled into health. For my mask, is rolled into firearms with health on kill, and it has a prototype electronics mod rolled into health. My knee pads is rolled into stamina with health on it, and it has a electronics mod and a first aid self heal. Now I know that there is a common thing, I think Wids did this, that when you run final measure, I think he did in the healer, but you can instead put a short bow knee pads. The reason I don't use it is because of my playstyle, but of course you can switch it up and use a short bow knee pads. It actually really aids if you do that when you're going against people. Like, I hate people who do that, but because of my playstyle, that's the only reason I don't. But yeah, you can use short bow knee pads here as well, instead of maybe, I don't know, specialized or savage gloves or whatever. So keep that in mind. So for my backpack, I'm using a specialized backpack rolled into firearms with stamina on it. Now I do have a backpack rolled into health on this. The reason I do have stability here is because of the bullfrog. So if I do ever use the bullfrog, I have that added stability. As we all know, the bullfrog is kind of aids to aim. But that's really about it. You can roll health, you can roll skill power, you can roll whatever, so keep that in mind. Now for my gloves, I'm using a pair of savage gloves with crit chance, crit damage, and assault rifle damage to roll into firearms as well. Now my final measure holster, you guys can see the rolls there, and it's rolled into health and first aid self heal mod. So that's pretty much it for the build in its entirety. Let's go to the ability, skills, and all that. So I use a pulse, if you guys can see. It's not the best pulse, like, it's pretty good for what it's worth. It makes my AR hit really damn hard when I use it. I normally don't even like using pulse this patch because of SMGs and all that, but it's still pretty good. So use it if you want the extra damage. As well as the fact that because I don't take so much status effects from, you know, nades and all that stuff, the only status effects I ever really get into apart from nades are from seekers or whatever. So I don't really need to use an immune station like I would normally do. So that is why I do that. The pulse gives you an extra damage and you don't really get that much status effect. So that's pretty much it. My booster shot, as you can see, it heals me for 83k. Really isn't too bad. And if you want to use overdose, which I do use sometimes as well, it'll heal you for 138k, which isn't bad as well. So that's pretty much it there. Now for my talents, if you're running in a team, you're going to want to switch stuff up. But if I'm running solo, this is what I use. I have critical save, strike back, precision, and on the move. Now if you're in a team, you're going to want to put combat medic, triage maybe. Like some people don't run triage, some people do, but that's also good to run. So make sure to have combat medic if you are running in a group, as well as triage are probably the best talents to run while in a group, and it helps your teammates as well as it helps you. So that's pretty much it for the build. The main reason I use this build is because it defuses nades. That's literally the only reason I use it. So that's pretty much it. Like, if you play it properly, you will honestly be able to take out groups with ease. Like, I have gameplay here, I showed it at the start, where I'm going against people 1v4s, blah 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 blah, going solo manhunt with this build. And again, even in that part, I was still spec'd into my team setting where I had combat medic. I didn't even have stuff like critical save on and stuff, so I wasn't even getting extra damage mitigation, as well as I'm not using bears or anything like that. So if you use it properly, you can pretty much solo most stuff. Like, so that's pretty much it. It's the beauty of the build is the fact that it defuses nades. It's not the highest hitting build, highest damage dealing build in the game, of course not, but it's a high damage build with pretty much an actual role. It helps your team as well as it helps you a lot. So that's pretty much it for the build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been your boy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think of the build, and yeah, I'm out.